Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the gym. It is your guy Boulanger, and up next, Ravens versus Jags. Keys to victory. Do me a quick favor, hit like. If it is your first time checking out the gym, hit subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so that you get updates when we upload new content. Let's talk about it. So, Ravens versus Jags, Sunday night football. Who's going to win? Well, we all know who we want to win. How can they get that done? Well, I got 6 keys to victory this week and one bonus. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. I think key number one is to establish the pass. Typically, I talk about allowing the run to set the pass up, but this week I'm going the opposite direction. Use the pass game to set the run game up. I think that what we saw last week was the Baltimore Ravens wide receivers running loose a lot of the times, and just a few passes were off target. There's probably 4 or 5 deep passes that were just a little short or a little overthrown. And if we could have connected on those passes, we would have scored 45 points last week. And I think that although the run game didn't get off to a great start early, I think that we could have the same level of success against the Jaguars this week with our wide receivers being able to run free. So I think that allowing the pass game to set that run game up, I would love to see the Baltimore Ravens throw it probably 35 times this week. Um, Definitely go to Odell. Definitely try and get Rashad Bateman more and more involved as he has not 100% got on track thus far this year. But I think over these next 4 games, this is a prime opportunity to get him more involved into the offense so that when we walk into the playoffs, he is integrated more into what we're doing offensively. What I also like to see is Zay get a little more involved this week as well. Lamar and Odell are developing a connection, and oftentimes when Lamar develops a connection, what ends up happening is he looks for that guy repeatedly, and so I would like to see Zay get a few more targets, and I also would like to see Rashad Bateman get more involved, so that there is not one guy that a defense can target. In fact, key number two is going to be akin to the first. I would love to see Isaiah Likely get about 6 to 7 more targets. I think getting him involved more and more is going to threaten defenses in a different kind of way. One of the subscribers made a comment last week that the offense looked more diverse and dynamic without Mark Andrews. Now, does that mean Mark Andrews isn't good anymore? No. Does that mean Mark Andrews isn't a vital part of this offense? No. What that means is, just like I said about Odell and Lamar, when Mark Andrews plays, Lamar has had a tendency to go to Mark Andrews more often than not when other guys are also open and available. And so I think that with Mark Andrews being out, I think that it does allow Lamar to look for a second, third, if he has time, a fourth target. And so I think that Isaiah Likely could be that number one guy this week. When you consider what the Jacksonville Jaguars looked like against the Cleveland Browns last week, what you would see was David Njoku have a big time game. I think he went for 90 plus yards last week. And what we saw from Isaiah Likely is that he is a playmaker. And again, I still say he's one of the more uncoverable guys on this offense. He just looks faster than whoever's guarding him. He looks bigger than whoever guarding him. So I think getting him involved this week with the tune of 6 to 8 targets is going to be integral. I think he catches this week probably for 75 plus yards if the Baltimore Ravens make a real effort to get him involved. So, key number one, allow the pass to set the run up. Key number two, get Isaiah Likely the ball more. And then key number three now is establish the run. I think that We can't get past happy because I think we will find some success in the passing game. But I think that establishing the run will allow us to, number one, milk the clock in the fourth quarter as we are playing with the lead. But number two, keep that defense off balance to where they can't load up with the blitz to kind of attack Lamar from passing the ball. So I think establishing the run. Um, Very similar to last week. Lamar got off and had the most rushing yards last week. That was more scrambles. I think the same way happens this week. I would like to see Lamar utilize the scramble even more this week to the tune of probably 5 to 7 scrambles this week. And what I mean is sometimes it may take a play 3 to 5 seconds to fully develop. But when that lane opens up right in front of Lamar and he can hit the green grass for 8, 9, 10 yards, I think an 8 or 9, 10 yards for Lamar and his speed can turn into 10 to 15 yards. So I would like to see Lamar just hit that gas a little bit more. Uh, Run, get down, live to see another play because I thought that he could have ran even more last week. Now, this is no criticism. This is just saying I think this game is going to be very similar to how the game played out last week. Uh, and so I think that those three keys are going to be vital. Offensively, I think that last week's game sets up very well for this week. Why? Well, if you look at the weather report for Jacksonville, it's going to rain most of the day and it's supposed to rain during the game as well. And so last week we had poor weather conditions, rain and sloppy field conditions, uniforms wet, towels wet, balls wet, feet heavy, pads heavy. And so I think last week's game in Baltimore will allow us to have the mental preparation to be basically ahead of Jacksonville this week. Why? Because Jacksonville didn't play in no bad weather last week. At least I don't remember them playing in the bad weather. So I think with similar weather conditions, we should be well equipped to handle our business on this Sunday. Let's jump to the defensive side of the ball. I think defensively, I'm going to start in the trenches against the run. Travis Etienne is a really good running back, and I can't remember the secondary back's name, but he's solid as well. And you're going to have to make the Jacksonville Jaguars at home one-dimensional. That means you have to make Travis Etienne go east and west versus north and south. If he has an ability to hit the hole this Sunday, he has power and some speed to pick up 8, 9 yards before he's even contacted if that hole opens up. And so clogging up those holes and make him go east and west will allow our linebackers and maybe the downhill safety, it allowed them to clean up the run off the edges. I think it has to start there. I think the Ravens need to go with a big time rotation. Uh, Add a few extra bodies to that rotation this week. I would love to see Travis Jones and Michael Pierce play together some this week to add some extra girth because uh, Jacksonville does have a desire to run the ball, especially with Trevor Lawrence coming off of that high ankle sprain. In fact, I think he's much, much better because he's not even on the injury report as of when I looked at it a few hours ago, unless I overlooked it. So we have to stop the run, and we have to stop the run with our interior linemen. Okay, we cannot allow them to run right at us 4 and 5 yards a clip because that's going to set us up for a long day. That allows the defense to stay on the field for longer periods of time, which gets us worn down, which create lapses in that fourth quarter. So, key number two, I think we have to cause at least 2 turnovers. I thought last week we had a couple of more opportunities to cause turnovers and we did not take advantage of them. And Trevor Lawrence does have a tendency on occasion that when he's pressured, he does have a tendency to put the ball up sometimes in harm's way. And I think we need to come down with those balls this week because when we have an opportunity to turn the ball over and we don't capitalize, those moments where we don't capitalize tend to come back to haunt us later on in the game. We're too late in the season now to have a mishap. Are the Ravens the better team this Sunday? Yes. Even with being on the road, we are still the better team from top to bottom. Are we playing better than the Jacksonville Jaguars at this stage of the season? Yes. So I don't see a reason why we should not be able to come into this game and do what we need to do. I didn't say what we want to do, but do what we need to do and get out of Jacksonville with a win. So key number one defensively, stop the run with the interior linemen. Key number two, turn the ball over two or more times. Take the opportunity to take the ball away. Key number three, okay? Key number three is we have to disguise coverage. Okay. Trevor Lawrence is a smart dude, and he does have an ability to get on a roll and complete pass after pass after pass, as we saw last year in that fourth quarter after Lamar Jackson had put the Baltimore Ravens up. He completed pass after pass, went right down the field, and put the Jacksonville Jaguars in position to win that game. And of course, they did win that game. So I think we have to disguise our looks. Not sure where Kyle Hamilton will be this week. I think that he's going to play. I'm not 100% sure. I'm in the camp that if he's not 85 to 90% or better, don't play him, because truly nobody's really 100% at this part of the season. And so I know that they like to use that three safety look with Williams, Stone, and Hamilton, and I think it has been effective. And so, but I think we need to disguise our looks this week, even to the point where we move away from some of that three safety look and use Arthur Millette a little more. Arthur Millette, as quiet as is kept, has been playing good ball this year. When he is on the field, he's been an excellent slot corner blitzer, and he's been really good in coverage. And so I think that we need to utilize him more. And and also be willing to go with a three-corner look that includes Darby, Stevens, Brandon Stevens, and put Marlon Humphrey in the slot. I think that I would like to see the Ravens move Humphrey around with Calvin Ridley a little bit this week to just offer a little something different. He doesn't usually travel, that is Marlon Humphrey, but I would like to see him move around this week because he has not played well this year. He just hasn't. And so I think this has to be a week where he steps up and plays well. So those are the three keys, offense and then defense. And I think a bonus key is eliminate the dumb stuff. I thought we've done well last week with minimizing dumb penalties and mishaps. I think we have to do even a better job this week. Um, because it's now time to continue to stack wins. And I think that going into a game where we are the better team, we've been playing like the better team, I think we cannot shoot ourselves in the foot because that creates a handicap for us. And so I think that eliminating the dumb mistakes, the dumb penalties, I think the crowd is going to be a factor, especially with the rain being some sort of a distraction at times. So I think the crowd and the weather um, uh, requires us to focus more intently and be more attentive to our execution. And then bonus number two, I think that as far as the coaching, go with what's working. The Ravens sometimes have a tendency to abandon what's working and go with something different. And that doesn't mean call the same plays and things like that. But for example, if the blitz is working against Lawrence, keep blitzing. If three down lineman and the traditional 3-4 set is working, keep going with that. But whatever's working, keep working. Offensively, whatever's working, keep working. If you have a guy who seems to be uncoverable, meaning uh Zay, Likely, Odell, whoever it is, go to them and make the defense stop you from going to them. Too often we have a tendency to go away from what's working. So those are my keys to victory, man. Let me know what you guys want me to know, man. You guys toss your keys into the to the comment section. Also, do me a favor, man. If you're watching this video, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, man, so our content can begin to get out to more and more people. It's not often that I say that, but I know that I've been meeting new people who have been wondering where we are and how long we've been doing this, and they enjoy the content. And so I think some of that is because, maybe 100 people might watch a video or something. We might get 10 likes. So if you're checking out this video, man, hit the like button, man. We really appreciate it. I'm your guy Boulanger, and we're out.